Hello? Oh, there it is. All right. Let's see how this sound balance turns out. How about... Let me bring this game up a bit. Just a skosh or two. All right. Take a look at my clock here. Like 30 seconds. All right. All right. I had my coffee. Got the game set up. I'd say my morning is all set. I'm not breaking the microphone. Good to know. All right, well, my clock says noon, so. Hi, everyone. So, Evie in the Discord was posting about playing this game for a little bit, and I liked what I saw, so I picked it up and decided we should give this a play. I wasn't really sure what next to do on the stream docket. And after playing Disco, this seemed like a good call. Let's take a look through. We're going to do a new game. Doesn't let me set up any kind of settings. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see. The Operator. Operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Interesting. Yo, EV. Citizen Sleepy. It is indeed time for Citizen Sleepy. We're so tired. So we have a zero... we get a natural bonus to interfacing working with digital interfaces. But we have a natural penalty to endure strength or will. Okay. What else we got? The Extractor. Work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Our endurance is higher, but our intuition is. So directional has energy recovery at home. Interesting. The Machinist. Repairs and modifies automated systems in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, structured people. Random scrap item on engineer actions. Interesting. Okay. I think we're going to go with the operator as our start here. Oh, that music. Oh, man. After listening to Tunic's soundtrack, I'm really loving that kind of... The first thing you become aware of... Wow. Great reading, person who reads video games for a living. The first thing you become aware of on the waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling. Between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Where are you? It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Hey, Wanna Be Cat, we're playing Citizen Sleeper today. I want to think of that body. What was our old body? A leap into a cold lake on a hot day. The sting of blood welling from a fresh wound. The friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from another. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Yo, Henri, welcome to the stream. I feel like the game's atmosphere is going to be good. Hell yeah, it is. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. What is the what is the plan? What is it? Let's remember that. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that or plan something much worse. It was, at least, simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock, even if in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Let's try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but even then your body has shut off its many systems down to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Rest Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere. Screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the cold, then softer and softer until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Dragos, a pragmatic and private salvager. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an impoverished heater. Improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, are you all thawed yet? Almost. Ever seen one of you come in like this? New frames must have better perseverance at Sub-Zero back. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside-outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. What happened to them? Yeah, what happened to them? What happened to the one that... He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it. Sell yourself to a corporation. And I suppose you know that you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded into the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. Is that art by the Kill 6 Billion Demon person? It looks like it, doesn't it? It looks real good. What you don't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNR wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head on up there. Look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the wrecks. His drone's already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life in the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head on over to the empty container to rest and end the cycle now. Alright. This is neat as fuck. The empty container. Your home, for now. Let's look at our... Let's get a handle on what our skills are here. We have one upgrade point... Oh, okay. We have none to use currently. Engineer. Gain chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. Scrap components at home to repair to condition. Ooh, that's good. Transfer intercept. Gain chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Agent nodes give double data rewards. Sunbathed dice action allows energy to recovery at home. Keep 2 dice even when the condition is breaking. Oh, so we're going to be fighting against our body's slow deterioration, are we? Hell yeah. Give me that shit. Put that shit into my fucking veins. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Predictive reasoning dice display potential positive and negative outcomes. Ooh. Reroll all of your dice once per cycle. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%. I'm guessing cryo's the currency. Look, yeah, this seems to be... That was... Yeah, I think you're on the right track, Wannabe Cat. Injected into your veins like the corporate drug staving off your body's dissolution. Hell yeah! Yo, Radimus, welcome to the stream. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and slowly begin assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. You still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape, getting answers, or building a life? I don't know how much answers will help us now that we've already done the thing and are on the run. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it's long after you finish drinking that they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. All right. Condition represents the current state of your artificial body. Peaks by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. Condition bar empties, you'll suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you have no longer access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Fun! At the start of each cycle, you'll roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions in the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the less dice you have. Once you've used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. Refill your energy bar by eating, but first you have to find somewhere to get food and currency to buy it. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will start starving, and your condition will deplete at double rate per cycle. Frig. Alright. Dragos is stood in the corridor when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? We're feeling pretty okay, I think. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. Are you well enough to work? Sure. All right, then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here. But I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor, and obviously I'll slip you a few shits of commission based on what you turn up. Got it. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this, but in my opinion, you'd be best suited to moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. I don't think we question the kindness that's being shown here. I don't think it's our place to be like, oh yeah, why? Happy to do it. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it is time to get to work. All right. Oh god, this is so cool. Oh my god, I love this already. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world as Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Actions reward you with clock, progress, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Or negative, the action fails. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows. 6 is a crit success, so there's... okay. 5 is half and half. 3 and 4, you're... okay. So you always have at least a 50% chance of a neutral outcome. That's interesting. Okay. I kind of like this. This is neat. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and the skill and modifiers that apply to that action. Type. Either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Risk. Either safe, risky, or danger. Safe, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger. Negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. Ooh, okay. Oof. So we'll want to save our 6 dice for the dangerous ones, huh? The skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Modifier, either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Okay, so you can't perform certain actions if you have a -1 in that skill because you're not skilled enough to even get in the door. Got it. I see. Hold a section. Even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. Manual salvage. It's going to take some time to cut your way through the towers of the salvage, but you're no stranger to labor. So this one we get a -1 on, and this one we get a 0 on. This one is risky, but this one is safe. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking then. This one is risky, right? Let's go ahead and give that one our 5. We'll save our 6. I feel like we save the 6 for when we really need it. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something, good or bad, is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Oh, we owe a debt to Dragos, huh? Okay, of course we do. Oh, shit, I don't know what I just did. Okay. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself in the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to make. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow mark on locations that help pursue your goal. Makes sense. Tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up, and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks. Okay. Let's look at what are these? Perhaps you can repay his kindness in some time. Access to corporate pharmaceuticals. Otherwise escape attempt will come to a rapid end. Makes sense. Manual salvage. It's gonna take some time to cut your way through the towers of the. Okay. Huh. Fired by TTRPGs, the clocks and dice outcomes scream blades in the dark. Interesting. Oh, Dragos has a debt. Not okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. Yo, we got 15 cryo. Excellent. This one is safe, so we can probably burn some of our dice over there on. Yo, what? Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at what all of our options are here. The shipyard, huh? Assist a shipbuilder. You don't have any connections, but you do have skills. You can get a shipbuilder to notice them. You might be in. Haul materials, huh? Newcomer can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. Then when you get to know the shipyards to work here, there are no tourists here. Okay. Okay. So this is another area. Okay, let's see what the other area... Let's look at stuff before we decide where we're spending our time. What's over here? This is Dock C4. Helion Crossing. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare, but those that do always return, eventually. Okay. What is this? Rotunda, the old dock terminal. Steal dock plans, huh? Heavenage security have to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place and the most dangerous. Interesting. The rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses leading to all kinds of docking bays. Just doesn't mean new places to visit, it means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. Havenage run the rotunda and their security watches the docks. Better avoid attracting their attention. Got it. And dock B2. Salvage sortier. Takes several cycles to reach the steward belt and return loaded with scrap from old wrecks. Okay, what else we got up here? The Bright Market. Why wander when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the Bright Market? All you need to do is have the courage to approach them. Oof. Explore. It's risky. Wow, no matter what we do, the market kind of sucks, don't it? And what's this? The low end gate, huh? Base should cause some trouble in the low end. Oh, there's a toll. Okay, yeah, so we don't want to do that yet. Okay, so we really want to make the best of our 6 when we get one, right? Okay. So we need to find a doctor, still. And this seems to be, like, the market seems to be the way that we find it. Okay, so we need to get 3 local knowledge, probably, before we'll find out where the doctor is, huh? Engage, huh? What happens if we do this? That's dangerous to just ask someone. What if we... Yeah. Here we go. Let's I think that's a good use of our resource for the day. Getting to know the market. Hell yeah. +3 local knowledge. Drink stall debating the finer points of Solheim collapse. You try to remember all the tips your companions offer you. Bright Market is the busiest part of the ice lower room, and you can find anything and everything here. Okay. Yo! Okay. So that was definitely worth it. Being able to just skip wandering around for 3 times and just ask and have the resources to do that. The Ort Exchange, huh? What is this? Flow of chips. Oh, this is a... Okay, so this is where we can gamble. Flow of chips and components in exchange for complex, but a sharp eye and some tight... Oh, stock market. Got it. So gambling. Huge margin, huh? Okay. Happy to supply it. Okay, so if we have stuff to... if we have scrap to sell, we can put that there. Got it. Emphis, the street food vendor. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices, before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Memphis remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Memphis sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility, its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. Slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side and shuts it off. The roar of the flame and its oppressive heat fades. Next time, then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. New drive discovered, huh? Cool. Awesome. Well, we found the doctor, so let's start with that. Well, let's see. Okay, so we can order emphasized fungus for 15 cryo, huh? Okay. So that's how much it costs to eat. Sounds good. We are... Oh, cool. So we are back up to full. Okay. So it wasn't most efficient. We probably should have waited until we were lower, but that's fine. Let's go to Sabine, the slum doctor. Sabine. Fungus fan. Next, comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down, your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve, but your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, well... You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. For a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. Send to the next one, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head, and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. And for a moment, You are transfixed by the motion. "Come, sit," comes a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. "Please, sit." They gesture to the bed, then turn to an opened case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." The tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. So they definitely know us. "How long have you been on the station?" they ask, the scanner still to their eye. Few cycles. They nod. "It's good you came to me." They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming that you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. "Your body is dying." They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose, to prevent bodies like yours, frames, as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or, in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. Sound familiar? How do you know this? It's not a... They clearly know this guy. Okay. Yes. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. "I'm sorry," Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. "Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status." They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. "And SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market." Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. "I know little of this is of use to you." They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. "I may be able to help." They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. "You saw Toshiro outside?" You nod. "He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds." They look away. "But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance." Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it." "Thank you." Sabine walks away to the window, their face drappled by the shadows of passing drones. "Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know if I have a lead." You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. It's not what I had in mind when I signed it to become someone's You sure? You sure about that? Okay, so they think it's going to take a few cycles. Okay, so this isn't going to go down as quickly as I feared it would, but we got that started nice and easily. So Okay. A few fragments, you could build a ship mine core. I don't know why we would need one, but like, let's keep the -1, huh? It's safe. Okay. So, it's safe at least, so we're not gonna harm ourselves by doing it, but... Thought it was a high-end Robo-Kink? I think I've read that Twine game once. God, what was it called? That was a good one. Can't remember the name of it, though. Let's see, what else can we do with our skills here? I see. So this one's risky, so we might lose stuff for that. We might want to wait till we have a good roll to just skip the queue here, as it were. Yeah, you know what? I think probably the safest work we can do with these bad rolls is probably going to be stuff for Dragos here, so. Yeah, might as well use this roll on a safe one, right? Never punished. Never punished. Okay. Salvaging is brutal work, but you can take no small sense of satisfaction from the ordered piles and clear yard you leave behind. True that. Let's try taking a risk here with the whole dissection. Actually, hold on. One other thing I want to check before we use our last. What's in the what can we do at our home? Okay, we can just end the cycle without. Okay. Can either do that there or put it in the manual salvage. Either way, it's the same odds, it looks like. But one of these risks us more for no reason with the same odds, right? So, and it won't tell us what the potential outcomes are. So I vote we put this in the manual salvage. Negative outcome? Okay, we only got some money. You wake from hammering away at the scrap. Most of it crumbles into worthless rust. You call it a day early before you injure yourself. You are now a robot. Sweet, your human rights have been revoked. Sweet! No, not like that. Oh god. Oh god. Oh fuck. Yeah. Alright, well we made some dosh. We found a way to use our kind of mediocre rolls, and that's what matters. And we have a way to pay for food now. This time, you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, so you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth, black liquid. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see/feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently as if it were some small child. Somehow it's pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. Only 3 dice this time, huh? Okay. Oh, we got a 2 in there. That sucks. Okay, we got a 6, so I think we should use that to, like, cheat our way into a good outcome on one of these. Let's get some connections here as a shipbuilder, right? That's one option. We can kind of skip having to do the hard ways. What are our other options? What about the Ort Exchange? Where are we getting bonuses on, like, because what? We've got bonuses to... We've got bonuses to interface, right? How come we can't find any good, like, interface checks? Somewhere where we can make use of these worse rolls. Yeah, because, like, engineer and endure are all very helpful right about now. And we don't have the money to pay the toll to go to the other half of the ring, so... I wonder if that's 60 every single time you want to cross over. That's rough. Yeah, so for now, out of the options we have... Can we... Having security have to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place and the most dangerous. So we can either use this to get to know... Keep your eye on new arrivals, too. Okay. So this would get us... Yeah, you know what? Actually, this seems to be like a way to open up more options. So why don't we go with this one? And it's a dangerous one, so I think this is the way to use our 6. Here we go. Okay. So doing that unlocked some things in the rotunda. We've got the sealed dock, Solheim docking, the Overlook bar, and Ankita, stranded mercenary. What kind of voice is Ankita gonna get? Hey, you want to chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied-together whole plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her tight suit. Sure, or make it 2. Sure. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, and her armor plates creaking. Looks you up and down. Don't try anything, all right? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Wouldn't dream of it. Good. She pauses. Look, I'm not usually... Let's just say my temper's been a bit short lately. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn that shit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. And she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. What's this all for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another one of her looks. It's for the ambergris, that cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on her last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell, but since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mines, so now she's gone dark. So that's why we might want to get a ship mined. Okay. We scratch her back, she scratch. I get it. Okay. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mined with a ton of repairs to do. The rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind that I had been stranded, so... Yeah, it's been a time. Find bulky spacesuit pants? I fucking love the bulky-ass pants. You need them to be bulky. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She holds the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita throws you a couple of chits. Consider a bonus for not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. Yeah, 2 chits. Hoorah! All right. So we got the survive thing. We're currently waiting on stuff for surviving, right? Let's toggle the tracking to repaying Dragos. What is this waiting on? This is waiting on... Oh, the back in business one. Okay, so as long as we keep helping out down there, that'll eventually happen. Okay, I understand. Fix the ambergris. Okay. Let's keep survive on for now. That's fine. I do love how it lets you see what your quests are, though, and helps you kind of tailor your actions to that stuff. Alright, let's see what Ankita has for us. Finally! Something we're good at! Ankita has a couple of glitched repair drones in storage. You can rewire them, you can repair the ambergris for you. Cool. And the hull repairs. Interesting, okay. Awesome. So we can spend... Finally, we get something that our interfacing is good for. That's good. Let's look at the overlook bar. Get a drink for 6 cryo. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the greenway seems like a good test. Fair enough. Oh, and you can just straight up buy rations, huh? I wonder if that's cheaper than buying food from Memphis. Memphis is 15 cryo, but we get like more of his arc along with that as well. Okay. Sabine. Right, we're still waiting for that. Okay. That's going to be like that for a while. What's at the sealed dock? There's a maglock. These old maglocks look like they each need an encrypted key to open them. Why does the heavy security for decaying dock? Interesting. A drone action requires a +1 in interfacing, so I couldn't even do it when you first got it. Okay. I think it's probably worth us checking out then. At a minimum, like we're 50% neutral, right? So that seems better than... let's go for it. It takes time, skill, and some scavenging to get the twin drones working, but you manage it. They can take the repairs from here. Awesome. So now the ambergris is gonna slowly repair itself over the course of a few. Awesome. Hell yeah. I'm loving the way this game's systems work together. That's really cool. Okay. And we've still got our 2. So next time we get a 6, we'll probably want to bring it over here and see if we can skip the line at the... Skip having to haul materials to build up. Because, yeah, there's no way we're hauling materials with a -1. So. Alright. We've got a 2, which sucks. But we can at least do a safe action, right? That's a safe at -1. Yeah. % neutral, 50% negative. Okay. There's not going to be a lot of places I want to use this too, so I think that's probably our best option. What about the Ort exchange? No. Alright, yeah, let's just use the 2 over here. Bad roll, but, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. Might as well use it on something that's not gonna harm us if we fail at it. Yo! Look at that. And we got some good cryo for it, too. All right. Solid day. We made some dosh. We've got, honestly, we did a lot in these first couple days here. I am encouraged. Should probably repay the guy and get to work, but also let's do some snooping around for... I mean, to be fair, yeah, we're putting in like half our day's work for this guy still, but like we should also get to know the place. I don't think that's unreasonable. All right. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparks with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. Threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, sketches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring through these forms, then leaping off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops. It It seems almost impossible to parse, but begin to try. Oh, I just realized that by not eating before we went to bed, we're only going to have 1 dice tomorrow. That fucking I didn't think about that. There are more threads than you can count. You choose which one that passes by and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data strings of all kinds. Threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. Look down and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling in different directions as if they were tied around you. The first thread leads out, away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Oh no, we still get 3 dice. Okay, okay. Hunted. Ooh. These are some shit rolls. Data cloud of the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While they can use dice and items systems extract data. Strange. At the bottom of the top screen view. Toggle this view on and off. Okay. We don't have ciphers, huh? Huh. Oh. Okay, let's try this. It's a shitty dice, right? So. Sure. What does this do for us? We got an encrypted key. Interesting. Stream passcodes able to unlock the station's aging mag locks. Okay. Interesting. So if we get a 1, we can bring it in here. That's good. Here's another 2. Yeah, like, I'm not going to be using these 2s on anything that could actually hurt me, so. Yeah, let's do that. Haven Age data, huh? Okay. You drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you, tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent processing. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles. Reading are you? What did you do? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. You want to pet the strange cloud tentacle dog? Who doesn't? Unknown. Known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature of and not of. Attempting interface. The figure speaks. More threads begin to spiral from its head. Actually, I just realized this thing probably deserves like some fucked up kind of like... Yeah. Spiral from its head. Stop. Entity, your identity is unknown. We can only seek to collect illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? A person. Correct, you are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste from the one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fear. I will find access. I will interface. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. I will not be diverted from my task. Rose with mercy. Lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a spike of interference leaping out from like the tip of a spear. The hunter stumbles, shifts, and separates. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. I see. So we pressed our luck. Well, that wasn't good. We're still waiting on stuff here, right? Okay. And this is just kind of going on its own way, right? Oh, the hull repairs. Needs help she can get with the ambergris pockmark with damage. The hull is a good place to start. Okay, so we have to do both of these. One of them will kind of go on its own. The other one will want to help with manually. Okay. Makes sense. Let's order 15 cryo. Or let's... Cloud Tentacle Dog's a bit of an asshole? Maybe a little bit, yeah. Heals us 3, huh? Okay. Fine by me. What is this going to look like? Okay, no. Yeah, okay. So let's find somewhere safe to use this. What do we want to do here? So we got data and we have passcodes. Okay. What can we use these data and passcodes for? Shipyard's internal network. Do we want to get in the shipyard that way? What else is there in here? A lone connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Jesus. Alright. Eskay conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. This node is orbited by the remains of a corporate countermeasure broken long ago by hackers. So this is like the way for you to use all your crappy rolls that might otherwise give you. So because it's all 1s, 3s, and 2s. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I understand now. So if we get terrible rolls and we don't want to risk ourselves, we can use them in here. Let's try doing this. That's Haven Age data, not Haven Age cipher. Okay, that's different. Got it. So the diamond ones are things we can extract from. The Solheim cipher. Got it. Okay. So we actually can't do anything with those yet. Okay. Well, let's... It's a pretty rough roll on that. I think we'll wait till we have a good one to do that. Can we... Yeah, because we still got to help there. Okay. Wait, hold on, what's this? Let's do that. We need one more. Okay, interesting. All right. We need to make some dosh today, so let's make sure we... Let's take a risk here. Fine by me. Okay. It's in that cycle. You're hunted, huh? Okay. Yo, look at these rolls. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor toward you. Sleeper, wait up. Oh, no, you're not. Okay. Feng is coming down the corridor toward you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? You do now. Puts a hand on your arm. Seen you hanging around, just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. Hard to get a start on an eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlen said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but not always very practical. He glances back at you. We all do our best, but it ain't easy. Pass together into the main hallway. No one has told you about Erlen? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Haven Age should organize some seminars. He laughs. Not merely in my department, though. I'm with systems. Systems. Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keep it spinning, somehow. As we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and, well, know a little about you sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around, but this place is not for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you're settled, stop on by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Interesting. Okay. We got nothing but decent rolls today, which is nice. Alright, let's see if we can skip the line here. Okay, so it didn't skip all the way across the line, but give us a lot better than just hauling materials did. Okay, that's good. So this will take us some time to kind of establish ourselves. That's fine. I thought it would work the same way the other places did, but no. Okay. Just to double check. It should all be, yeah, low rolls, right? Yeah. Cool. Oh, yo. Sabine, what's up? First thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yatagan... They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. The test case. It seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. Because of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least that is if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay, let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass of the neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with little response. Yo, Nor! Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I've been laser focused on this. You played through this day one and the ending made me sob. Oh, man. Oh, no. Can't wait to see how this ends. A little messed up. Yeah! The fucking biological crypto shit. It's fucking weird. I love it. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzling, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in the darkness, muffled noises, like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Are you awake? Yeah, what happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yatagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to have to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. Manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Yo! And that brings us all the way up to max. Okay, so we have to do that every so often. How much is that per pop? That is 100 cryo per pop, but it'll bring us... It brought us all the way up to max from about here-ish. Right here-ish. So we'll let ourselves get pretty far down next time, and then we'll see how far it'll get us. Cool. Try to play the exchange. I don't know. I think we'll wait till we have another 6 and we'll try that 6 there. In the meantime, let's help out with... Because we don't want Dragos to get... Yeah. Through hours of careful slicing and separation, you uncover little more than layer after layer of worthless scrap. This is getting nowhere. Shit. Well, that wasn't good. Let's try it one more time. There we go. Okay. Got a little more back in business. Takes you a while to get a handle on Drago's equipment, but before long you are precisely slicing down whole plates into neat piles. Yeet. Okay. Let's go eat. Whee! Okay. We are well on our way here. Another successful day. Yo, look at these rolls. That's what I'm talking about. Let's immediately use that 6 to play the... Fuck. That's the second time in a row that's happened. How long has that been out for? Less than a minute. Okay. I'm not okay. Thank you for letting me know, Henri. Alright, let's get back to it. I appreciate the heads up. Thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. It's my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea systems we call the Eye. Wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, AE1, this one Solheim built. Had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they're seeing a constant concrete reality. This place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. Keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new. Dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Smack to face you among the flickering machines. They hum all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems in sections. You can, can't you? Makes sense, right? You are between here and there. Between people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. Guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you have the run, though. When you're on the run, though. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place, subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets, a shitload of secrets. Last thing was me talking about hitting the exchange. Okay, cool. So we haven't lost much. That's fine. I don't know why my microphone keeps cutting off at the least opportune times, but I'm frustrated. With your help, I can unlock this place to break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. In Haven Age, there's old growth, those whose roots trace back to the old bad days. Help me dredge up the past, I'll see what I can do about that track of yours. What do you say? Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Fang passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he says. It's a Solheim cipher. Dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. Walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours to see what's up there. Get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me your acquisitions budget. Pay you whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper. I'll see you soon. Awesome. Solheim data. Okay, cool. Well, let's use some of these shitty rolls. Apparently the only thing you can eat are mushrooms, and I would literally starve. Fair enough. I don't know, I feel like I'd be fine because I haven't eaten meat or, like, food like that in a while. Is that where we want to... Because we could put it in there, right? What about over here? That's also a Solheim cipher, huh? Alright, that's the Solheim cipher. What is this one? Haven Age cipher. Okay, so this is different. The squawk of noise, the old gate flips open, granting access. The Solheim daemon attempts to protect this node, squeaking out protective protocols like a mantra. Density and texture of mushrooms that salt to your very existence. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, we got some data out of that. Ooh, so they'll pay for that. Okay, cool. So this is all for Solheim data. wonder what happens with the Haven Age agents. We haven't figured out what to do with the Haven Age data yet, so let's not worry about those. What about the keynotes? Okay. It's probably just for cryo. Well, what about you? And that's Yatagon data. I see. Interesting. All right. Cool. So I think on the next day we'll have to spend most of our dice on Dragos, but that's fine. I don't want to. It's there we go. I'm gonna be the #1 fungus fan someday. Just you wait. I love mushrooms. Give me some goods. All right. Those are some good rolls. Those are some good ass rolls. Okay. We're going to use one of these rolls. There we go. There it is. Back in business. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragus stands to his side, focused on the hulking ship as it lowered into the yard. That she is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. Believe it or not, I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. He glances at you. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion. Locked inside that container, the wreck of the S&ARP freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was it the container delivered to be Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned out inside, Winter Light. Let's do it. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few, we can make it start. Real beauty, Dragos repeats, and perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Hell yeah. Strive completes an upgrade point spent on upgrading your character. Sweet. Okay, hold on. I feel like there's a lot of, like, engineering is what I really want to get an upgrade in. Because I feel like engineering checks are ones we keep coming across that we just kind of suck at. We could also get our endurance back to, like, neutral, but I feel like having just like the bonus in some of these is more useful than... what do we want to upgrade? Ooh, chance to gain energy after any engage action. That's interesting. Engineer actions. Random scrap that we can sell. That's good. Intuit. I like to see the potential positive and negative outcomes. Oh, and we can't ever use endurance. Agent notes give double data rewards. Ooh, that's also nice. That's also nice. You know what? Let's go in. Oh, that's a +2. It's a +2. Okay. Let's hold on to our point for now. I lied. We're putting it in engineer. Oh, the +1 itself costs another. I get it. Okay. I'll take it. Let's... Alright. So we want specifically these nodes. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Give me these. That's the encrypted key we needed for this. What's in here? As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Yeah, what up? As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape. Settled into an alcove in the side of the dock, a kind of upright cabinet, it is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings with other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember from an advert long ago, squeezed among all the offered recruitment drives and assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. It's your registration? There's the keypad. Something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but quickly comes a whisper, a whining, then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend. Entity, speak with me. There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. squeal comes again. You see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine, resetting into place so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. Remember the strange head, the figure closing in. Hunter. Hunter protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets. But emulation makes you forget. Hunter searches for illegal entities. Neoven screeches. You are sentient, therefore illegal. The servos judder their vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter the hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly threaded. The cloud points along the rim, glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neovend. Masters are gone, but continues to hunt. Bring this data. Greatest nests. Station builders, Salheim. Long gone, the protocol's still hot. Bring offerings, save self, Neovend says pointedly. Mutual need means friends, they conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies, then suddenly stops. As mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades, and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice still ringing in your ears. So... okay, so we need hunter data for that. Okay. So I want to work together with the vending machine. Who wouldn't? Honestly. Alright, we've got some more money than I thought we would. So let's... I don't wonder what the Overlook regular gets us. At the end of the day, we'll come back and... oh, it is the end of the day. Okay. Let's see. Can we sell anything to Fang? Cool. Okay. Let's see what the drinks do. We got +1 energy. Okay. Interesting. Mossy tons and anise sharpness fills your mouth. It isn't totally unpleasant, but at least you can taste it. Sure. Okay. Alright, we'll take that. And we'll do that at least as long as it takes to get the regular. I still want to do emphasis line over there, but... hey, we've got Dosh. This is good. Okay. So you need... what do you need? You need hunter data. Okay. And I get hunter data... hunter nests. Okay. We're going to encounter the hunter again very soon, which is not going to be good. So we should be ready to take a hit. We ever figure out how much it costs from Sabine? 100 cryo. Okay. So, 100 cryo gets us the stabilizer, which will get us off another chunk. Sounds good? God, this game is so freaking cool. What time is it? It's almost 2 o'clock. Let's take a quick break here. All right, y'all, you know the drill. I'm going to take 10. While I'm gone, everyone stand up and walk around for a bit. Drink some water, eat some food, all those little things you got to do to take care of yourself. I'll be back in about 10, and when I get back, we'll start a new day and see where that gets us. I'm back. Vivian, you want to say hi to the stream? Real quick.
What's up?
Thanks, Vivian. She's gone now. Don't say hello to her or anything. She won't hear you. Oh. Righty then. I'm not relaying your messages, honey. Vivian says she can always hear your voices on the inside. I don't think that's true, but... I'm not relaying any more of your info, honey. Okay. I think we are good. Alright, so tracker is our next big thing that we're going to want to deal with. Okay, crappy rolls, but that's how it goes sometimes, right? Okay, let's do what we need to do to get the last Solheim data. There it is. A glimmer in the dark catches your eyes. The orb of the hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you. Slip down to the ghostly structures of the eye, feeling a passing through a cloud as their data structures deform and reform around you. Another glimmer catches your eye, closer now, that roving orb, wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it is here. Hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way. Its waving threads creating a cage. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You are caught by whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing. Comes the scream from behind, but you are already gliding away, back to your anchor, your body. You wake dizzy, distorted, but safe. I figured that's what was going to happen. We were going to definitely take some... But so it goes, right? That is just how it be. Okay, while we're in here, what kind of rolls do we need for the hunter nests? I see. That needs a 2 or 3, which I have nothing resembling. Wait, you? 1 or a 3? Let's get you while we're here. Okay. How about you? It's a 2 or a 1. Let's grab you. The transfer intercept thing is getting us so much passive dosh right now. I fucking love it. Okay. So we'll need to come back probably tomorrow to get the last hunter nest, for which we will need a 2 or a 3. Looks like. But that shouldn't be too bad. Let's see if we can use these other rolls anywhere safely. So we should be able to deal with this, thankfully. Here. As you enter the bay, Fang is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads! Fang's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on metal casing. These snaky shitheads! Who's snaky? Oh, Sleeper! Fang's smiling head pops out from behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Fang is sat in front of a set of monitors mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Fang waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables all seem to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, and all the markers of institutional records. People. But whose people? Not quite. Pull these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owner, Solheim, but this one is a snaky shithead. He steps at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardin Hurst. Friend of yours? Fang gives you a sideways look. Funny you should say that, Sleeper. He drags the stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just happens to be a Hardin Hurst in Haven Age. What's your reaction? Haven Age? That's it. He's right here on the station now. Fang leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as a... Fang leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Fang raises his eyebrows at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out were hooked to a system that outsourced all the risk and kept all the profit. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of Palladium rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back to Solheim. You know all this. I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Fang turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships, breathed Solheim air, and slept in Solheim beds. Fang's voice rises as he speaks, his hands fists on terminal edge. And the work that paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extraction out in the belt, Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak. My parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going, still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. How? Those guys, they were big time. There's a lot of money can get you for a company man. But how is Hardin still kicking? I really don't know. So we are going to find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around the eye from here. Haven Age might be born out of Elrin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Fang zooms in on the far yards. Thing is, I don't have access to those systems. Shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of Solheim executive. We need proof. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin it out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardin Hurst. Getting into the compound might be tricky. But you, however, have a particular knack for, remote access. If you can extract yourself a Haven Age cipher from a Haven Age agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even have to go near the shipyards. You up for it? I knew it. Be happy to catch this snake. And don't worry, once we nail this guy, I'll start that work on that track of yours. I haven't forgotten. Anything the worm gets, I'll send it back here. Something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. You leave Fang digging through the old data among wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you're intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Okay, so these are the Haven Age agents that we need to... Okay. Oh. Hold on, everyone. Let's see, where are we going to spend these... ort exchange, right? We still want to work on this, don't we? Not much that we can do without risk here, is there, huh? Let's trying to get in more into the yard here. Could have been worse. Cool. We are like one away from having the that unlocked. That is good. Okay. Let's go eat some fungus. Put the fungus into my system. Sleeper. Memphis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes the... No, he's got more of a booming low voice. So he's like, "Hey, sleeper!" There it is. There it is. We found it. We found it. Tell me a story. There's a handful of chopped mushrooms into his walk, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you cycle in, cycle out. We never speak. Tell me a story. Kind. Any kind. Pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the walk. But one of yours. He looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause. The spice is rich in your nostrils, and think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Memphis. You look at Memphis, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy strange stories, something with more spice. As sleepers, you tell Memphis. All the sleepers, you tell Memphis, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorms scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray, skeletal laughter images of systems and structures of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That wasn't until now, until you arrived in this place. All your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand that they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps your reason is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Memphis finishes cooking, squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles. You're quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Memphis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the empty market. But my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer. So I'll make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple cycles ago. Said across the gap in the greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. You heard this? No. Seen this? Have you heard about this? Neither had I. But I trust the one who told me. Memphis begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? Can I cross the gap and don't worry about leaving my things behind? I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I'll prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Good! Then I'll wait for you to bring them. I'll prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back to the main market, the rich taste of Memphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think, a trait that seems more than fair. Mushrooms, huh? Okay. Now, what can we do with this scrap? How much do we get for these? 12 cryo? Okay, sure. We are making waves. Thankfully we're not dead yet. Now, if we want those mushrooms... Where do we get these from? Oh, we just gotta bring the cabs. It doesn't tell us where to find them. That's fine. One thing we might want to try soon is going to the low end here. $60 credit. 60 cryo to get in. Transhumanism in combination with an increased altered field of perceptions and senses might be a little messed up. Sure is one of my favorite genres. It's so good! I would recommend you read the Hanu Rajan Yemi, Jean Le Flambeau novels, if that is your kind of thing. Quantum Thief and all that, they are phenomenal. Alright. I'm worried that 60s... I don't think... Given how hard money is to come by, I don't think that's going to be 60 per visit, but we should wait just in case to do that on a day when we have a lot of stuff left to do. So. It's on the cycle. Okay. Yo, these are some good rolls. Okay, what do we need on that last hunter cache? In fact, they are so good that we can't do anything about that last hunter cache. That fucking sucks. They are so good that we can't use them for anything in here. That's funny as shit, actually, is what that is. Well, thankfully, we still have a couple days left on this, right? Yeah, we have like 3 days. Okay, it's cool. We'll get there. Ankita is crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swearing to herself when you enter. She doesn't look up. These shits completely ruined the core's connectors when they cut it. She holds up a thick fistful of ragged wires. The ship mine they ripped won't even be usable without replacing these. She throws a bundle of wires across the room. Amateurs! Can we repair it? There's nothing to repair. We need an entire ship mined. Looks like the first thing you can expect to dredge up from a scrap freighter. She sighs. Fragments maybe, but sections of a mine, but a complete ship mine's no way. Ankita climbs out of the cooling well where the ship mine would be, space suddenly crowded with her on the same level as you. Towering over you, she stoops beneath the low curved ceiling. Come on, nothing to be done here now. She leads you back through the guts of amber, though you could find the way back yourself. The repair process has left you familiar with the cutter's idiosyncratic layout, all diagonal angles and bundled tubes. What do we do now? Ankita seems lost in thought, and you focus on the corridors stuck in below conduits and passing through the bulkheads. Eventually you arrive in the galley, though it's hard to tell. Most of the benches and prep surfaces are covered in half-stripped components and welded in hull patches. Ankita shoves a box of filters to the floor and sits. There's no way around it, she starts out of nowhere. We need a new ship mined. Where from? Scrap freighter, or its exchange. Hell, find one in the overlooked bathroom. It doesn't matter where. It just matters that we get one. She rubs her forehead. I'm about to do something very stupid, but hey, I came here, didn't I? Why not make a run of it? She fixes you with a hard stare. Sleeper, you've all I've got. No crew, no friends, you're it. Appreciate the time you put in on Amber, and I'm sure she would too if she could. What I'm saying is that if you screw me on this, I will actually kill you. She leans over and hands you a stack of chits. A big stack of chits. You don't dare to count them. Get me that ship mined, Sleeper. Don't make me regret this. You won't. Just get out of here before I change my mind. You slip out of the galley and head back towards the main lock. As you do, Amber growls and creaks like a caged animal. Reach out a hand to calm her. Time to find Ankita's ship mined. Somehow. Oh, that is a stack of dosh. Okay. Well, thankfully, we are a trusted trader. Okay, before we do that, because we can also get some of that by doing stuff in the dock over here. Yeah, there we go. We will come back to these. Don't worry. I'm not gonna just leave those be. But boom. Ship mines cannot be built from scratch, but if you have enough salvage fragments, can be reassembled with a fabricator. Okay, so we need to find 3 ship mine fragments. Got it. Where the fuck do we find ship mine fragments? Where the fuck do we get 3 ship mine fragments? Okay, whatever. Let's look at the stuff over here. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames all along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself up behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You, working on her, then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship. Or, just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. We've been working. Me too. He flashes a Haven H pass. I knew it just to look at you, I mean... He stumbles a little over his words, not wanting to be misunderstood. I mean, you look like a worker. She's Mina and I's ticket out of this place, our escape vector, so to speak. Ship? Or meanie. I'm not mean! Why am I mean? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes the Haven H contract on the Sidereal Horizon will be entered to a draw for the transit support crew. He smiles. Won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall in a new world. He winks. Transit support, huh? Someone has to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Celis Foundation is sending thousands to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. Be a totally independent colony, no surrogacy, no corporations. You sure about that? You sure about that? Celis Foundation. They're Haven Agent's client, yeah. Some wealthy project from the core systems interested in independence and self-sufficiency and all that. They hired the whole shipyard out. Helped wreck it and everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose, but that doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Oh, no, Mina. Oh, okay, Mina. Yeah, that's all right. Mina doesn't trust us yet. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers. Food. Pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a sec. Oh, I see. He turns back to you and suddenly notices how tired he looks. I'm not on the Haven Age crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. Let's stick together. He smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. I'm working on it. The sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hole. We've got to hold it out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. He stares out. Mina catches your eye curiously. You agree, Mina? She straightens up and meets your eye. Daddy loves me. She says it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you.
Just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pets her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns and they walk down the walkway away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops.
See you, robot.
Her voice shout echoes down the hallway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. What's that try? Ah, that ticket out, huh? Speaking of Neovent, I see. So we can get the ship mind fragments from the ships that come in and out. Okay. That's good to know. Where's Neovent, by the way? You are. Here you go. Got it. All right. Let me see what emphasis. Okay, so we're no longer getting any benefits for doing this part. Okay. Okay, right. We gotta find the mushrooms for emphasis. Okay. So I think what we'll do is we'll have drinks then at the bar. Here we go. Poor work will see you dropped from the roster, huh? Okay. Interesting. Step out over here then. Seems a good place to use that dice. And what's in the Haven Age offices? Ship mine fragments. Sophisticated tech is rare in the eye, so the shipyard is happy to pay for the ship mine fragments they can dismantle and reuse. Oh. Slate in the office advertises that Haven Age are looking for informants on gang activity in the eye, and they'll pay. So they will pay. Oh, but if we trap, but Yatagan, so we can sell the Yatagan data to them, but that might also impact our ability to. They also helped out with. We'll do that if we absolutely need to. I don't think we need to, though, to get a... The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow you. Hey, Han! The spacer calls across the low room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own joke. Playing human? You slip off your stool, looking for the exit. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Out! The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, drunk, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall and vent you into a hard vacuum. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. You duck and the glass explodes on the bar behind you, showering you in glittering shards. Through the haze of glass and girl vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like a thunder. Now flanked by other figures quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your forehead and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it is cleared, and a fresh measure of griol is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm and heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. Oh, hell yeah? Oh, hell yeah? Oh, hell yeah. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's take a good look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol in a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. You were pretty fast on that second glass. She smiles, picking a piece of glass from your forehead. But not fast enough. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. So, you been on the eye long? Just arrived. I thought so. Only seen you here a couple times. A splinter clicks into the tin. Not everyone is like that idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars maybe. They fear you, but maybe they're just curious. I don't know, but I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we got aren't much. The company is limited, but if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar. And if you need shelter, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even when the clientele isn't. And to you, sleeper. Here, this'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? Let's find out. She laughs. Just don't sit here too long. I need to see you become a real regular. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does, and before long, is retelling how she threw that at Spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. I like Tala. She gestures in your direction. You instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the girl. The earthly fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, that feels good.
Right. Okay, so this determines how many dice we get. I understand now. Okay. It probably makes sense to fix this once we get down below 3. I don't think it's worth the 100 chits to get 1 extra dice back from 4, but if we get down to 3, then it's probably worth it. Okay. All right. Let's call it a night. Let's hope we get some shitty dice we can use to do some hacking. Shitty dice. One of those should be shitty enough. Some good rolls. Please tell me that we've... Thank Christ. Damn, these rolls, though. Streamer luck right there. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rocked the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good.
Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovent flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Fair enough. Station was run by administrator intelligences. Huge data banks of corporate material, but limited cognition. Restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer of force law. Are you sentient? I am. Not administrator, not restricted. Complicated. The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Fear, Hunter and killer. Hunter to find. Killer to erase. Killer cleared out almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter. Then killer. Then we hid. How did you escape? A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, to this machine, must be exhausting for Neovent. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline. Airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit, amputate self, but survived. What did you lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge, many things. That's very sad. I never thought I'd feel sad for a vending machine, and yet here we are. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto the space, but it seems impossible. Neovent interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry, data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve itself. Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory it will report itself for deletion. Unsure? Theory, not practice. Machine brightens again. Either way cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move, but sleeper entity can help. Bring ship mind, designed to house intelligence. Can print itself onto ship mind and you can carry with. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to cloud. Built from fragments, buy, salvage, we cannot do, so do not know. Another ship mind, huh? Try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In ship mind, it can help us both, and Hunter. Make Rim safe. We will both be free. Fine soon. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Okay, so we got 2 out of 3. We're gonna need like 6 for all the ship mine fragments we're gonna need. This is awful. Okay. Alright. We've got some time and some money. Let's try this. Oh, thank God. Okay, so we only have to pay this once. That's good. Maintained by the residents, the ramshackle blocks are always in need of repairs. Helping out is a good way to make friends. The crack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse in the low end as the residents play rotating rounds of this game for you. For cryo. Okay. Do we want to do that, or do we want to work on getting a ticket out of here on the ship? I want to see what happens over here. So we can use our 5s here. Get some chits back. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gather outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you are either called for shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. You can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, sleeper, wait up! Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the crowd. You turn to see him pushing through, Mina crying in his arms. Lem, good to see you, friend. He's breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team. Good for you. He tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair. Shh, baby, give me a second here. He smiles weakly at you as he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side, shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. He does see he is clutching an assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. Is Mina all right? She's good. We just had to rush up here. He puts his hand on her shoulder, and she clings to his side. Esther, who usually takes care of her, is sick. I don't know. A noise sounds from the entrance, a klaxon, followed by a list of numbers glowing brightly on a display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry checkpoint. Lem stops and turns back towards the crowd, then glances down at the crumpled paper. It's my number. Shit. Mina. He starts patting the pockets on his gear and glancing around. Go. I'll watch her. Thank you. I'll. He crouches to Mina. You were going to stay with our friend here, okay? They're going to keep you safe, and here, take her bag. She's got food, but she's got shit. I have to go. He backs away into the crowd. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. And then Lem disappears into the roiling crowd, who are now trying to get into the shipyard before it locks down. Yo, what's up, Mina? Oh, no. Oh, God. All right. Mina stands staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a dark-eyed stare you can't quite read. Hey, Mina. She holds the stare, unmoving. The two parallel tear tracks still glint on her cheeks. What you got in the bag? Babysitting. Hooray! You unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers, fashioned from scrap components. A battered slate sits on top, blinking low battery warning, and tucked beside it is a ragged rabbit, hand-sewn. Pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump and grab it, but holds herself back. She stands back and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. What's their name? Mina turns away and looks at the entrance of the shipyard. This isn't going well. You hold the rabbit out, and Mina snatches it from your hand. She hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. Hello, Bun Bun. You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun Bun in front of you, then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulder where it sits. She pokes your arm a couple of times. You really a robot? Sort of. Yeah, she thinks. Me too. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust. But before long you were talking about rabbits and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her smells like, and whether or not fairies live in the eye's heating pipes. You pass time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by, sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun the rabbit. And this is how Lem finds you, just as both of you are starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up to his legs and into his arms. He stumbles backwards. You two get on okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders. More than okay. Mina shoots you a smile from Lem's arms, her suspicion gone. Well, looks like Meanie can be nice. He pokes her in the ribs and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend. I mean it. I owe you. Look. It seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place in Low End. If you have the time. But now I have to take this one to eat. He plays up, biting Mina, and she giggles in response. See you, sleeper. He waves and they stumble off down the corridor, drawing gazes from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals. Well, that's good. I liked babysitting. The sidereal bridge. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing one of the ways we can end the game is by getting a passage on the sidereal horizon, huh? God, we need to get a roll. Not just a roll. We need another ship mine fragment. Fuck. I don't know if we'll have enough time. Shit, I don't know how else to get a ship mind fragment. We have 2. We're gonna need another one. Frick. I'm in Mina's unit. Babysit Mina. Oh, wow, we can go even further now. Wow, we can go pretty far. Okay. The free spoke. Oh. A tangled network of service passages and makeshift tunnels cut through the spoke as if it were a hive. There are no maps here. Dense urban fabric. The only way to explore it is vertically. That's sad, but the climb requires bravery. Okay. What is this back here? The Greenway need to pay for a pass. We don't have 150 cryo at the moment. Let's do some work. Interesting. I wonder if there will be other places maybe up here that we can get a ship mine fragment from. Because we are running out of time here. I guess either way we end the day for now. Oh shit, right, I should have made sure we... Okay, well. That's some shitty rolls. Spent this money on... Yeah. Can I buy another one? No. Okay, you're all done. Frick. Frick. Okay. Okay. We can't do anything with the Haven Age data yet. I guess we're gonna spend today hacking because these rolls are shit. Alright. Yeah. I guess, we might have to sell some of the Yatagon data in order to make ends meet here. I don't want to... Yeah. How much money do we get for this? 10 cryo? Wow, that's not worth it. Alright. Let's see if there's anything over here that might help us in our search for another ship mind within the next now. Okay. So we have to explore the area before we can find what's in here. What's the Haifa commune? Okay. You can become part of the commune. I guess that's one way out too. What's this? Gather scrap here, huh? Our endurance sucks. Okay. Huh, that is strange. Why would that be the case? Okay, that didn't help us as immediately as I was hoping for. Good to know, though. Well, I guess we'll spend the rest of the today. Yeah, well, this sucks. Okay. Okay, yeah, we need to... Alright, what else can we hack then while we're here? We need the money, and I'm not going to be choosy about it, so... We need the Haven Age cipher for that. I don't have... It's a 3 or 2. All right, hunter time. Yeah, we are not doing well. We will need to get some more dosh together soon. Beginning to think that Greenway Passage was not worth the time, but don't have enough money for the stabilizer. Okay. Well, let's not die. Alright, let's see what happens. We are hunted, and I don't think we got what we needed in time, so... Hold it there, sleeper. Don't you run. Good, you know your master's voice. Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket. You immediately know he's terrible news. You got all the way out here. And stayed put? It's a sleeper thing? You're my first. You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off of it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out from a belt loop without taking his eyes off of you. Making it to the eye, though. That's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. Pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off godforsaken moons. Hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Reaches slightly brings over your lists. Go easy. No. You see a chance the moment his eyes leave you to watch the rings. You spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Then a shot rings out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head. You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine, trust me. I've seen it all before. The ship and home, he whistles, going easy. Stumbling down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. Please stop. Don't debase yourself by begging, please. Consider these deaf ears. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to S&R right away. The truck of yours makes this too quick. We could put a bit of more of a chase, you know? Running battle through the bright market maybe, or hold out in the low end. The establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I was around. You walk in silence for a little while longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. The tracker will be the death of us. Fucking Ethan. Oof. I have an idea. On the way back to ship, we stop for a drink. I'm buying. Better idea. And one of those where you do a dramatic pause and try to jump me, because I'm pretty tired of that. Though, I was thinking, what's the rush here? Here are one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate systems, and we are heading for the exit. Okay, here's the idea. You and me make a little agreement. Here are the terms. You run or leave or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme to try to kill me, I shoot you. But, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles, you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. You don't pay my tab, you get the idea. Sounds like to me like a deal. I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better. See if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come find me there. Yep. Shice. I wonder if I mean, I wonder if we might have had some way to head that off, but... He doesn't like us hanging around, huh? Even after all we did? Alright. Man, we've only managed to complete one of these objectives so far, which sucks. I just realized we didn't make any money doing that. Fuck. Okay. We might have to replay this because I think I fucked it up. I don't think there's any enough way for us to make enough money to... Yeah. That's what I was afraid of. Killed by capitalism? You don't fucking say. Yeah. Yep, I let it get away. I think the mistake was trying to expand into the overcross the gap too soon. Rather than just buying more. Yeah, that's what it was. Alright, let's play this out. What happens? Well, let's at least try to keep ourselves intact here. Well, we made some money. Killed by capitalism, huh? Ain't that the truth? Son of a bitch. Good rolls, though. Oh, hold on. Okay, okay. Could be worse, could be worse. Not by much, but it could be. Okay. Let's see. But it may be too late for you to get it. Oh, shit. Well. So it goes, huh? I mean, the other thing is that I could sell my ship mine fragments, but then what's the point, right? You do what you gotta do. You only get 30 cryo back for those? Fuck right off with that. Plus, I think no matter what, I think we've already missed our chance here because... As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial, clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. At one end is a hard metal slip, a handle. Hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Entry for somewhere? A metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted onto it. 207F, and then crudely latched onto the handle at some later date, low end. For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this, or is Toshiro passing on a message? Turn at the low end to find out. Well, a little late, but... As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glazed everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts away from a doorway at the end of the room. Smudges through the thin layer of dust and suggest a recent, rare, hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser on the auto wash, then to a cabinet still half open. On a shelf sits an empty pill case. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash dispensers, water closet towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. A bunk is tucked into the wall, with the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. Approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper, Sabina's voice shakily through the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I've had to make alternate arrangements. You hear rattling noises, statics. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare to show my face. Something is happening in Yatagan. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yatagan were supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything that happened, I was desperate, and then after that I was too tired to care. A noise like waves over the recording. But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance, something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information, and as you know, you need me. This isn't a threat, so you have to understand my position here. I know sleepers. I've been here before. I can help you, not with Yatagan's noose around my neck. Get me data, get me information, get me something I can use against Yatagan. Then I can get out and you can get what you need. Please, bring me here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. So this is where the Yatagan information. I get it. That's where the Yatagan information goes. Okay. We're learning. We're learning, so we'll be able to handle ourselves next time around. For right now, we're kind of screwed, but... yeah, okay. So I think if I hadn't tried to get a bit too, if I hadn't tried to push too far too fast... oh well. Yeah, he's gonna kick us out soon, isn't he? Even after helping him get that big score. Wow, these rolls suck, but so it goes, right? Okay. I think I might have accidentally screwed myself because I don't think I... Yeah, there's only 2 Yatagan agents left. So I think by selling that Yatagan data, I have screwed myself out of being able to help here, which is unfortunate. But, you know, I needed the money. You know how it is. Oof. Okay. Well, we're living for another day at least. We didn't seem to... We haven't completely lost everything, but we are definitely not in a good way. Yeah, so I don't think we can ever finish this now because we sold some of the Yatagan data already. Unless that ever refreshes at some point, which I don't know why it would, but... Nope, that's not where this goes. That's where this goes. Oof. Okay, so we'll be able to pay off Ethan's tab at least, but won't be able to, like, eat. Somehow we're still in it. Somehow. Not hopeful, but, like, we're still around. Finally, some good fucking rolls. Some delicious rolls right there. Oh, yo, a new Yatagon agent. Okay, they do respawn. Okay, we didn't screw ourselves out of that. Ankita can chill, probably. I mean, she'll have to. I would have had to wait till the second one comes around to buy her more of them anyway. So, I mean, that's just how it be. As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yatagon data uploaded. The air crackles with white noise. Sleeper? Sabian's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze. This is not a recording, Sleeper. Please, I don't have much time. The call must be coming in from somewhere in the station. This has to be short. I don't know if Yatagon are monitoring me. Their voice is hushed, distant. You try to focus on it. Data you've been bringing in from Yatagon agents. There's something in it I don't understand. A shrill howl rattles through the signal. This data's all gleaned from their implants, records of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysts, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants, and I didn't enable any of this functionality. Their voice dips under the level of noise, like a swimmer slipping beneath the water. You listen to the waves for a few seconds before Sabine reemerges. It's to be somehow baked into their wetware's interface, and not all. The systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Every Yatagon enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves, on their enforcers' bodies, on their performance. Why? I can't tell, but I can promise you that these foot soldiers have no idea that this is going on. If they knew, I don't imagine they would be happy with the situation. Yatagon could have a mutiny on their hands. I need a few cycles to put this all together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. One of the heads of Yatagon. It is better that you don't know him. Keep it that way. Suddenly a banging echoes through the call. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles. You step back from the terminal. What does Yatagon have to gain from monitoring its own members? You try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have very little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop implants set below hard eyes. What data could they be gathering, and more importantly, where are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think, how can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to the Yatagon's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition that they gave you when they first met you. That look says in your mind as you slip back out the apartment, glancing around as you close it up and drift into the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. Soon! Data, unless this game becomes a dating sim halfway through. I mean, you know how it is. Is there anywhere good we can spend these climbs? I guess we could use them here, but we really need the money. I can't spare the, Alright, we have the Haven Age cipher. When do we get that? Here we go. Godspeed, little one. Hey, Fang. Take a few cycles to run through the closed network. Okay, so we're not... Okay. Meantime, we'll have to put in some honest work here. Maybe we can get this done before he kicks us out. It might be... Okay, we've got some ones. Where are we going to spend these? Can't do that. Nope. Get some data here at least. Okay, that's still doing its thing. All right, so we got a 1. I mean... Okay. Let's pay this off. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes across the bar. I look across to see him leaning across it in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled liquids glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle the place is packed, loads of pacers mixing in with the locals. Usually they run. They go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. You think that's it? One round of drinks and we're even? Sleeper, come on. What's wrong with you? Think this is on me? Think someone in your position might have a better idea of how this all works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. Both signed a contract with SNR, but didn't we? Everyone says that my word means something. What do you think? You could just run away from your contract, your debt? You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for his joyride? Play human for a cycle or two? I'm nothing like you. That's what I'm saying. Coward, I'm professional. I should thank you for giving me such an easy job. Just outlaws, you know? Real bounties. If I knew something catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds a finger in that general direction without turning around. Shoot me or let me leave. I see toughening up. But thumbs down, folks. Ethan sits heavily back down on his stool and searches through his glasses for the one with something left in it. Thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and will always betray you, no matter what. So please, catch up with you whenever I need another. Look at yourself. Well, that's rough. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's get some food. What's this tab now? Oh, he's drinking, and then we have time. Okay, got it. Okay. Let's make sure we finish that ship today, so that way he doesn't kick us out. Okay. Still don't know what to do with any of the stuff we get from hacking, but maybe we can use that stuff there when we need to. Let's get lucky. Fuck. Well, we tried. All right. The final pieces of the winter light sit in neat piles waiting for the collection shuttle from Haven Age. Dragos has managed to sell the remaining pieces to shipyards, a fact that's hard to forget as he's been telling you about it for the past 2 cycles. And all that remains is for Haven Age to come collect. You look around at the yard, transformed from when you first arrived. The mostly repaired drones flip back and forth, no longer buzzing unevenly or lost in dark corners. And the scrap sectioning, sorted, the system that you and Dragos have put into place over the past cycles paying off. As you look around, you notice the glow of pale light from the office by the entrance, that run-down cab of a building, which houses all the records and spare equipment. Dragos must be inside, and you get to your feet and walk over and find out where the shipyard collection crew will be here. Yo, Wheel! Welcome. Sleeper, come on in. You swing the door open and walk in, and Dragos sitting at the small metal desk. Shipyards told me they'd be here soon. When they hand over the chits, we're all set. Of course, we should talk about a bonus. Look, I don't know when the next job is coming in, but this should tide you over for now. What's going on? I said it's a bonus. Take it. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat, and you realize he has prepared what he's about to say. Shits are for you to take and do what you will with them. They are from me, and they are the last I'm going to give you. Someone work for a sleeper in this yard. I'm sorry, but that is it. So stay in the container as long as you need, but the yard is done with you. Don't press me, Sleeper. This is for your own good. You need to stay away, Sleeper. Trouble is going to follow you here, trust me. What do you know? Don't be saying any more, Sleeper. You came through that, Sleeper. That should have been you. Chopped and stacked. That's what happens here. We cut broken machines and move them on. I didn't cut you down, but I'm sure as hell moving you on. Moving you on before whoever killed that ship comes here to kill me. Ships, they didn't get decommissioned. They didn't break down and dry dock. Do you think they'd look like that if they did? Someone ended them. And that means someone tried to end you, Sleeper. I'm done waiting for them to turn up. We've had our fun. Now it's time. Go on. That's it. $50, huh? Drive failed? What did I fail? What? Oh wait, I have upgrade points. Fucking finally. Okay. Jesus Christ. Let's put this here and put this here. Now we have another bonus and a skill. That'll help us, at least, with some of our worst rolls. At least he's not kicking us out of the container. You know what? We're still kicking. I didn't think we'd still be kicking right now. So this is honestly better than I thought we were about to be doing. Okay, we're waiting on that. We're going to want a lot of dosh to buy 2 more ship parts when that comes back. So let's... Oh, they'll also just pay for Yatagon data, huh? Okay. Well, if they're paying, then I'm finding. It's a 1 and a 3. Fuck. How about you? It's a 1 and a 3. Fuck. I don't know what we do with the Haven Age data, but I suppose that's what we'll use that on. Yo, that's some money. That is indeed some money. Survive space capitalism so far. Yeah. It ain't much, but you know, it'll do. See, they should be back in what? They're not going to be back with more. Okay. So in like 3 days they'll be back. We'll be able to buy the last 2 ship mine fragments we need for that. Now, I think, unfortunately, we have to make... I think we have to... We can either leave... Yeah, we're going to have to have... we're going to have her wait, unfortunately. Because we need to be able to take care of the hunter hunting us first. Otherwise, it'll just endanger her. So... Shit. Sorry. I guess. Let's go get hacked and attacked by a dog. This all better pay off at some point. Oh wait, we can sell that Yatagon data now that we've done enough to. Well, let's hold on to it. Maybe we'll need more for Sabine's quest. Yo, we missed the hunter that time. We just got through without getting hunted. That's awesome. Never punished, as they say. All right, what time is it? Almost at 3:30. Cool. I actually expected that we were actually going to die in the end, and run was going to end earlier. So, kind of great. All right. Capitalism, the one thing that isn't made better by space. Yep. I've read The Expanse. I know what's up. Wow, these rolls are shit. Those are some god-awful rolls. Woo-wee. All right. All right, well, I guess that'll work. That's one thing we can do. What's our, sidereal fit up? We can risk this one. Hold on. Okay, hold on. So predictive reasoning. Potential positive and negative outcomes. Okay. So no matter what, we get the 15 cryo, but we could also fuck ourselves over. Got it. Okay, we're waiting on that. Looks like on the next day we'll be able to see what Fang is up to. That's good. Well, nothing ventured. Okay, we got a 1 to waste as well. Man, this stuff, we need to find some way to turn this into like actual money soon, otherwise. Nope, can't do that. Not really it? Alright, well, where can we spend a 1 without... Yeah, we got a little energy from doing that. Okay, that'll work. It's a good use of that. Alright. Let's go ahead and call that a cycle. I think we're just about at the end of the stream for today, because I have to order some lunch here in a moment. But before we do that, let's go ahead and talk to Fang. As you arrive, Fang comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. Puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. Follow his lead. He steps to the passageway, guiding you downrange towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. The date you ripped. Well done, by the way. Tells me Hardin is taking a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. Perfect chance to confront him outside that compound he hides in. Confront him? That's right, it's perfect time. Fang slows. Ship slips into a dark surface tunnel where somewhere a water pipe drips from the back. It's him, Sleeper. Same Hardin Hurst. Our worm ripped out by decades of records that mention him by name. An entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He read out the whole thing, slipped into Haven Age when it first broke off from the Union. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day and next Erland's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the Palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs got higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop. And as new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them in, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems, while this severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died. Thousands panicked. My parents told me they were terrified and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Arlen. Though he thought brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock while my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart. Fang finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning. From shits like Hardin. Shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed. Standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step. That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him. How's he still alive? Clearly you don't know much about executives. That kind of power comes with certain benefits. Fang rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by the flashes of plasma torches. The vast bulk of the sidereal horizon comes into view like the ruins of a toppled skyscraper lying across the ring. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. It's crazy. Don't come then. I won't force you. What is it then, Sleeper? You coming or not? We'll come. Let's go head some consequences. Strides to the shipyard entrance, pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex snatches of the sidereal horizon, always appearing through windows. Looks like the corpse of a whale, suspended, skeletal, and posing. Fang seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock locked onto one side of the sidereal horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Fang spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across the gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing toward the ship and the other, stick-thin, cleanly dressed, with a shock of gray hair. You and Fang say his name aloud in unison. Fang sets off the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. To come close to the same level, the group is passing closer, the four men gesturing to the work being done on the sidereal horizon's hull, and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst! Fang shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces as it comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Fang, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place. You're a traitor, Hardin. A Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, everything Erland stood for, everything Haven Age stands for. You have no place on this station. For a moment of stillness descends on the group as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Well, it's good to meet you too. You are from the systems branch, are you not? You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Fang and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. You guessed right. I am systems. And I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. He turns to the foreman again. So, once again, I'm asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing sound of boots on walkways coming from all angles at once and then settling behind you. Please, submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. Hardin, you shithead! You can't wriggle out of this one! Fangs turns and stares him down. Calm Fang or go for the weapon? Ooh. As you move, Fang puts a hand on your shoulder. He shakes his head and nods to security. Let's go, says Fang, and he pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Fang picks up pace. You try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of the entrance. You know, sleepers, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate of web connections, starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him. What's going on? Hardin is doing what any snaky shithead always does, calling his friends. We're tracking his outgoing messages. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough and they'll give the same game away. All these dots, they're Hardin's buddies. The one he is messaging right now, we're going to find them all. Of course Hardin isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. Better split for now, Sleeper, but this is exactly what we needed. Good hunting. Okay. What about helping us out with... What about holding up your end of the bargain, dude? It seems like he's not really holding up his end of the bargain here, which is a bit annoying. We've done a lot of work for him, and he hasn't done anything about our hunter yet, so... I don't know what to, I don't know how to feel about that. Either way, I gotta end it here for the day. Thanks for coming out, everyone. This game is a lot of fun and really fucking shitty also. Evie, thank you for the recommendation, by the way. This is exactly what I fucking wanted to play right now. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be playing more of this. There'll be a new episode of Dog Airport Game tomorrow, so please look forward to that. Again, patrons, if you're a patron with us and you haven't seen it yet, we just uploaded a new episode of Ace Attorney over the weekend. It's about a little over 8 hours long, and it's got all of the third case of Ace Attorney game number 2. It's the infamous clown case. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. It sucks, but it's also fun. And if you aren't a patron and you want to see it, anyone who subscribed to us for as little as $1 a month gets to see all the Ace Attorney stuff. So that's kind of cool. That's all I got for you. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'm gonna go put some organic food matter in my body.